Hello everyone, I am the Cricket Freak. I said in my last podcast that this week is going to be an interesting one. And turns out this was one of the most boring weeks of cricket that I've watched. Starting from the game that happened on Monday, that was KKR versus MI, where KKR was bundled out and then Mumbai just won very comfortably by 8 wickets. All these matches, Punjab won by 8 wickets against LSG, Gujarat won by 8 wickets against RCB, then KKR won by 80 runs against Hyderabad. LSG versus Mumbai was a close match, but can't really call it close, but we'll get to that match a little later, but because that was one of the only interesting matches that happened this week. And then LSG won by 12 runs in that match, and then DC won pretty comfortably against CSK. Rajasthan won by 50 runs against RR, and Gujarat today won by 7 wickets against Sunrisers Hyderabad. All these matches were pretty straightforward and one-sided, except the LSG versus MI game, which we'll be talking about in detail. But a few things that I felt were very interesting was we could see how handicapped CSK is this season, and it's almost going to be a very, very difficult and very extremely long next 1.5 months for them, because with the team that they have, they are not able to make any changes and nothing is actually going their way. They tried in bringing in Vijay Shankar, and they got in Devon Conway, they got in Nathan Ellis, and then they got Jamie Overton, and looks like nothing is really working for them. You got to feel sad for them, but again their auction strategy was a little weird in the sense that they got in Noor, Ashwin and Jadeja, which at that point everybody including me thought that it's going to be a graveyard for batters if they're going to make spin pitches, but turns out that Jadeja also is not being that successful as a bowler, and except Noor, Ashwin, Ruturaj is not trusting Ashwin with when there are right-handers on the crease, although Ashwin has one of the best carom balls in the world, but one of the best carom ball in the world, but I don't know why Ruturaj is just trusting so much in the matchups and Ashwin is not getting to bowl that much. I'm not saying Ashwin could have made the difference, but CSK are basically just stuck in a dark place now, and it's very difficult for them to come out of it. They lost another game against Delhi in Chepauk, and Delhi won in Chepauk after 15 years. RCB won against them in Chepauk after 17 years, and they also lost the game against RR. So it's going to be a very, very difficult next 1.5 months for them, but I think the only thing CSK can do from here is that just leave the thought of the result, because it is very, very difficult for them to win games from here anyway. So the best way out is probably to just think that this tournament is over for us, and then let's just enjoy our time out there. And if they can, like all the cricketers say, express themselves on the ground, it's gonna be a fairly decent season for them at the end. And you never know, that might be the miracle that they are expecting, because there's no way that CSK looks stronger than any other team in this tournament at this point, because nobody is actually clicking, and the only batter who was in form, Ruturaj, is also finding it difficult to time the short balls, and twice already he has given a catch to deep square leg. So it's gonna be a tough tournament for them. So if I were Chennai Super Kings, I would just say that there's no way. I mean, it's very difficult to say that to yourself, but there's no way that I'm gonna qualify from here. So let me just enjoy my cricket out there and just leave the result to destiny, because that's all you can do. Play with a very free mind and play your best cricket, and hope that they can win a game or two. With respect to MS Dhoni, elephant in the room, it's very difficult to see MS Dhoni, who has ruled IPL and who has been an emperor of Chepauk, play like that. He's not finding the middle of the bat more often than not, and then his numbers in the last 2-3 years have not been any encouraging either. So I don't know what's the way he's gonna take from here. I'm sure he knows better than all of us sitting at homes and talking on these mics. But MS Dhoni has to contribute to Chennai Super Kings, because more than all of us, I feel MS Dhoni himself knows his role in Chennai Super Kings. They are almost synonymous. MS Dhoni and CSK are almost synonymous, and it has come to a stage where MS Dhoni, when he comes out to bat, it almost feels like CSK has already, they might not have lost the game, but it's very clear that they are in trouble and it's very difficult for them to come out of it. The other day against RR also, MS Dhoni took it very deep and was not able to finish the game. So I don't know what's gonna happen in CSK, but almost certainly this is MS Dhoni's last year in IPL, according to me. If he continues to play for at least for one more year, I'll be very, very surprised, because that's very non MS Dhoni like. But anyway, I wish CSK the best for whatever is left for them in this tournament. Another team that had shown a lot of promise last year, and this year every expert under the sky thought Sunrisers Hyderabad is going to make it to the playoffs pretty easily, and now it looks like it's going to be very difficult for SRH to qualify from here. What went wrong for SRH? If you'd ask me, I think their approach, whatever approach that they took last year, is itself contributing to their losses this time. The pitches have slowed down. There have not been many 200 plus games in this IPL. If you observe, there have been hardly 4 or 5 200 plus games in 2 weeks of IPL. And Sunrisers, it's been 3 weeks, right? Yeah, it's been 3 weeks of IPL. And Sunrisers Hyderabad is finding it really difficult to play with that approach, because when you have so much data to analyze from how SRH played last year, I'm sure teams would have come prepared this time. When they're coming to Hyderabad, they know what to expect. They know what Travis Head plays instinctively. You know what Abhishek Sharma plays instinctively. You know how to restrict Nitish Kumar Reddy. You know how to restrict Klassen. So there's so much data from last year, and if SRH still decides to go bang bang from ball number 1, I'm afraid it's going to be very difficult for them to get through matches, because no team in this tournament is taking it easy. We have seen it very clearly that there has not been a 50 plus opening partnership from Travis Head and Abhishek Sharma so far in this tournament, and it's been 5 games for them. So I don't know if Pat Cummins is still saying that we are still gonna stick to the same approach, but for me, I don't know if that approach is gonna work for them. They have the batters. Klassen is a world-class batter. Travis Head is a world-class batter. Abhishek Sharma is coming up the ranks. Nitish Kumar Reddy has played Test cricket, so he has the potential in him. Aniket Verma looks very promising. I mean, with this Ishan Kishan is a world-class batter. With this batting lineup, if you are not able to score runs, I don't know what else to blame other than the approach that you're taking. So I'll be very surprised if SRH will not relook at their approach. If they would want to still go bang bang from ball number 1, I'm afraid they don't have the bowling either to stop or restrict oppositions. Pat Cummins went for a lot of runs in the first few games. Last couple of games he came back and he's doing well, but Simarjeet Singh looks so off colour. Harshal Patel is doing okay, but not getting as many wickets as he used to do. They are not able to find place for Zampa in the team because they want to increase their batting depth by putting in Kamindu Mendis. Because he can bowl a bit of both left and right arm spin. But I don't know. I'm afraid they need to find ways to, if they are gonna go aggressive, they need to find a way to accommodate Zampa in the team, because he's the only world-class bowler apart from Pat Cummins. So I don't know what they are going to do, but Sunrisers also, their approach, it's not like CSK's case where they don't have the players, right? They have the players, they have the capability. They have Rahul Chahar who hasn't played a game yet, and they have Jaydev Unadkat who has done pretty okay with his slower deliveries last year around, and they have Mohammad Shami who's a world class new ball bowler. But I don't know. I just feel their approach is not the right suited one, especially in this year's edition, because the scores are not that high. So SRH has to find a way for at least one or two of their batters to stay till the end and score at a constant rate. It's okay if Abhishek goes bang bang. It's okay if Ishan Kishan goes bang bang. But Nitish has to stay, or Travis Head has to stay. Klassen can stay and he has to stay. Aniket Verma can go bang bang. So I don't know. I'm just sitting and talking from here. It's very easy, but I don't know. I just feel it has to be a blend of both aggression and playing with a lot of match awareness and pitch awareness and everything. Because when they are going to travel to Chennai later in the tournament, they can't be playing with this approach. Today's game against Gujarat, the surface was slow and they had to play a sensible innings. Nitish has gotten a start today, but he was playing extremely slowly and he could not get aggressive after a point of time. So they have to find ways to score runs and score them well, because it's okay if they don't get 300 this year. It's not a rule for a team to get to 300, but if they can find a way to get to 200, 220 every single time, they have the bowling to defend 220. But I'm afraid if they only can score 160, 170 with this aggressive approach, they don't have the bowling to defend only so many runs. So that's with Sunrisers Hyderabad. And RCB and Punjab have lost their first games this week. Interesting, because I wanted to see what RCB, Punjab and Delhi will do this week, because they were coming off almost 3 wins in a row. But Delhi has a solid team, I must say. They played Chennai, which was, you can argue that it was an easier game for them, but still they had to play well. And KL Rahul, what do you talk about him? He was asked to play in the middle order in the beginning of the tournament. He had said that he came prepared to open the batting, but because Harry Brook backed off, he was asked to bat in the middle order. He said okay, he prepared himself for that, and then Faf is injured for a game and he has to go back open. You only have very very few selfless players like KL Rahul. He's actually very selfless, because this is a guy who can keep, if you want him, if you ask him to do. He can open, he can play in the middle order, he can finish games. He's doing everything the team asks for that. So what more selflessness you expect from a player? And Chennai was best suited for his game, and he capitalized on that, got a man of the match. Amazing performance by KL Rahul. And Akshar Patel only bowled 1 over in Chennai, which is a spin pitch. That shows the depth of bowling that Delhi Capitals has, and also exposes Chennai Super Kings' batting. But Delhi looks extremely strong. On the other hand, we saw how RCB got thrashed by Gujarat at home. But I would like to see if this pattern repeats again, because they have the potential. Their opening batters, their top 4, including Devdutt Padikkal, who has shown some promise in the third game that happened in Chennai. But Virat Kohli, of course, has the potential, and Phil Salt has the game to play in Bengaluru. So I'll be surprised if RCB will repeat the same mistake of losing 3 or 4 players within 8 overs. But I must say they've done pretty well to get to 170 odd runs in 20 overs. Of course, thanks to Gujarat Titans' fielding against Liam Livingstone in particular. They bowled okay, but their fielding was very very ordinary. But the way Liam Livingstone exploited Rashid Khan's overs and scored almost 5 sixes of him, it was just amazing. So RCB's game will be very interesting to see. Same thing happened to Punjab also against Rajasthan, where they lost first few wickets very quickly. And when you know your team has informed Shreyas Iyer, and when he gets out, That's where you will know how the other team is gonna, turn up. Nehal Vadera played a good innings there. He had his chances too, but he played well. Shashank Singh has not quite come off in this season, but it'll be interesting to see what he will be doing. Um, Punjab's bowling was okay, but Punjab's batting is really good. Stoinis has to play well. Maxwell has to click. Their opener Priyan Sharia, of course, he got a peach of a delivery from Jofra Archer, but he has to do more for his team in the days to come. Apart from that, Rajasthan's bowling was amazing. Hasaranga is able to get some turn, and they are yet to play at their home. They have not played a game in Jaipur yet. Probably their next game is in Jaipur, so that also is a bigger stadium, just like Chandigarh. So if Rajasthan wins in Chandigarh like they did, I'm sure they're gonna have a good tournament in Jaipur too. So Rajasthan is, beware of Rajasthan. They might come into the playoffs, sneak in slowly into the playoffs. Lucknow Super Giants has done exceedingly well. They had 2 games this season. This week they lost the one against Punjab. Almost Shreyas Iyer played a great knock on that day, and they just had to chase 177, and they did really well. Even on that day, Mitch Marsh got out on the first ball to Arshdeep Singh, the one that he could not flick, and there was a little more bounce. And Lockie Ferguson is actually doing well for Punjab. He's bowling those crucial overs and he's bowling them well, and that speed is actually helping him a lot. But in LSG's case, Pant has to again get some runs. We spoke in the last game that Pant might have to consider opening and send in Markram at 4, because Markram is more suited for that role also, and Pant can play a lot more freely. I don't know if they're going to take that decision because they won the game against Mumbai, but it'll be very very nice if Pant can come out and open, because they will have a lot more freedom, just like how Mitch Marsh has and Pooran has. And then Markram and Miller and these experienced players can just take care of the middle order, along with Ayush Badoni, who did really well in the game against Punjab. He got some 41 runs, and Abdul Samad is finishing the games really well. So it's gonna be interesting how LSG is gonna approach also, because as far as the last game is they won one game and they lost one in this week, but it's gonna be fun for LSG. But the game that happened against Mumbai Indians, I have a lot to say about that game. First of all, to just put everything in a nutshell, it felt like Hardik Pandya was playing alone in that game against whole of LSG. He got 5 wickets. Hardik Pandya got 5 wickets for 36 runs in a game where they scored 203. They just lost 8 wickets. Deepak Chahar went at 11.5. Bolt went at 9.3. Ashwini Kumar went at 13. Santner went at almost 12. Vignesh Putur was okay. He went at 8. But Hardik Pandya did amazingly well on that day. And even when it came to batting, Surya Kumar Yadav has finally found his form. He has scored 67 of 43, but I felt he could have still gone at a higher strike rate. Namandhi did really well. His runs were very important and crucial in that game, but didn't quite understand what Tilak Verma was trying to do. He was not finding the middle of the bat at all. He only scored 2 fours, one out of which was a top edge to behind the keeper. So if Tilak Verma had scored 10 more runs in as many balls as he played, that game was Mumbai Indians' game. That didn't look like a difficult chase at all at any point. It always looked like Mumbai is going to chase this down. Except for Digvesh Rathi, none of the LSG bowlers went at a good economy. I just felt Tilak Verma had to do a little more, but these things happen in cricket. So it'll be interesting to see how Tilak Verma copes with it, because he was also made retired out in that game. So it'll be interesting to see. They're going to play RCB tomorrow. So in that game, we'll see how Tilak Verma's confidence will be and how he will cope with the cope with the sort of insult that has happened to him. But Tilak Varma had to do more, and I don't see a lot of problem with retiring him out, because with the rules, they needed somebody with fresh legs to just come in and play the game a little more freely. And end of the day, Hardik Pandya wanted to finish it single-handedly, but that couldn't happen. But Mumbai Indians, with the team that they have, it's very sad that they lost so many games already. But Bumrah is coming back. Good news for them tomorrow for the game against RCB, and Rohit Sharma might also be fit for the next game. So it'll be fun to see what they're going to do at Mumbai, where they won the only game of this tournament. They're going to be playing RCB, who is also very confident with the performance that they've put up. Next week is also going to be interesting, but I hope the games are not going to be as boring as they were this time around. Just previewing the next week's games. Who all are playing? RCB has 3 games this week. They're playing Mumbai Indians at Mumbai. They're going to play Delhi at Bengaluru, and they're playing Rajasthan in Jaipur. That's an afternoon game. Tough games for RCB. Tough week for RCB. If they come out successful in this week, I'm sure they're going to make it to the playoffs. But it's going to be fun. Kolkata is going to play Lucknow Super Giants at Kolkata. That's going to be a fun game. Punjab versus Chennai in Mullanpur. We'll see how which Chennai turns up. Gujarat versus Rajasthan in Ahmedabad. Gujarat is looking very, very formidable now. They are in the second position at the end of this week. So it's going to be a good game. We'll have to see how Rajasthan is going to play also. And then Chennai is going to play Kolkata in Chennai. So we'll have to see. Kolkata has great spinners, and Varun Chakravarti, the home boy, is going to play at Chennai. So we're going to see what they're going to do there. And Lucknow will play Gujarat, both the new teams at Lucknow. Lucknow pitch also has been an interesting one. The first game that they played, it was a decent wicket because they got 200 there. So we are going to see if it's going to be a run feast there, or like we saw in the last couple of years, it's going to assist spinners more. Sunrisers is going to play Punjab. Both of them play with similar approaches, I must say. They have a very, very aggressive batting lineup too, Punjab. So, but Punjab has great bowlers. So, fun matches this time. Delhi is playing Mumbai Indians as a last game on Sunday in Delhi. So, let's hope this week brings us lots of nail-biting finishes, hopefully, and really hope IPL turns more interesting. As it stands in the points table, first position is by Delhi, Gujarat, RCB and Punjab. So nobody would have thought Delhi, RCB and Punjab would be in top 4 at the end of 3 weeks. But anyway, you always expect the unexpected. Are we going to see a new IPL winner this time? Only time will tell. See you in the next podcast.